Alright folks, we got the reveal of the tier 10 normal Japanese tank destroyer, the 𝘰𝘆𝑉 3. Holy crap! Now funny enough, this is actually the tier 9 version of the vehicles on Blitz. So this is the 𝘰𝘆𝑉 Type 2, not the Type 3 at tier 10. The Type 3 tier 10 𝘰𝘆𝑉 looks like a 𝘕𝘰𝘮 with up armor plates, and a larger superstructure without a turret, and a long barrel, 150mm, but it is practically the Japanese version of a 𝘰𝘮𝘮, I guess. Not really. 𝘰𝘮𝘮 is so much more intimidating with 170mm gun compared to a 150, but it's close. Now the tier 9 version looks not as threatening as a tank destroyer. It looks like a medium tank. I mean, it is well armored per se, but looks like a medium tank. So that is the PC version for some reason. Alright, it has a larger gun, but this is stock, so technicalities. It's the same switcheroo with the Yo tanks. So American Yo tanks, you have the M5 Yo at tier 9 instead of tier 10, and the M6 Yo at tier 10. They also have the M7 Yo instead of the M2 Yo for us on the PC, so small details. And the nomenclature is not always the most accurate thing, I guess. Originally, the heavy tanks were called the 𝘕𝘗s and 𝑂𝑖s at tier 7 and tier 8. They changed it to the 𝑂𝑖s at lower tier, and 𝘰𝘆s and 𝘰𝘮s. So nomenclature is not a precise thing, I guess. But let's take a look at the stats. So 150mm gun, 305mm of pen, so not half bad, but the highest penetration is 310 for standard shell on the 1A3s. The FE4002, 4005, stage number 2, and the 215B. So it's alright, but it's AP shell, so better normalization. Gold shell is okay, but it's no comparison to a 420 high explosive anti-tank round from the 𝘰𝘮𝘮, so cannot blaze it. But 700 alpha reloads at 15 seconds base or so. So with the rammer, that's like a little bit above 3000 DPM, but not that higher. It's alright. 2.5 seconds of aim time for a large caliber gun, which is not bad, and 0.34 accuracy, which is okay. I mean, not half bad. 7 degrees of gun depression, which is surprising, which is half decent. 10 degrees per side, average. Gun traverse speed 28 degrees. It's going up and down, or side to side, 28 degrees. It's okay. 40 rounds for a large caliber gun, not bad. Usually it's about 30. Top speed is somewhat slow, only 35. 18 reverse, pretty decent. 1000 horsepower, 15.2 horsepower per ton ratio. It's better than the Jagdpanzer E100 or even the 113 GFT, the WZ-113 GFT, the Chinese tier 10 tank destroyer, but it has a front-mounted superstructure, so a little bit of a difference, but it's a little bit faster based on the heavy tank chassis. Hull traverse, not half bad, 36, 2000 health, alright. 300mm of hull armor at the front. Now this is completely different than the tier 9 version on Blitz, but I'm thinking it's referring to the only superstructure for 300mm. Upper plate is likely about 200, but it's sloped, so it's still pretty good. But go shoot the lower plate likely, or gold shell, I guess, into the flat surface of the superstructure. So debatable, but side armor is crap. Rear armor is crap, only 35. Ugh. View range 400, radio standard. Gold shell is AP shell, which is not half bad, but this is likely the tech tree for the Japanese vehicles for this year. So they even call it the Type 2 𝘰𝘆𝑉 on the developer server prior to the Supertest. Don't know why they change it, but whatever. So they have a flip, like I said, with the Yo tanks. Same goes with the tank destroyers, but these vehicles also look about the same compared to the Japanese heavy tanks on Blitz, but they don't have the 𝘕𝘗s originally and the 𝑂𝑖s. Alright, fine. But here are the actual in-game garage screen It looks like a medium tank that's a little bit larger, so yeah, okay. Crew of 6. It's a support tank destroyer, not a assault like the 𝘰𝘮𝘮𝘯 or maybe the Minotauros or E3s and E4s. So camping the back, and on paper, with a 100% crew, it's 0.33 accuracy, which is not half bad for sniping. So it is still flat. I mean, the superstructure is flat, and it's only 35 for the hull sides. So if you get spotted, artillery shell hitting the sides or top of the vehicle would suck. But then again, it's not as big as the Blitz 𝘧𝘆𝘬𝘮 Type 3 with the cheery hull, so less prone to artillery shells or less area? Maybe. But this screen is a little bit better, so 100% crew, 0.33 accuracy, about 2,900 DPM. Alright, I'll take it, but it is not the fastest in terms of top speed, and camo is that of a Patton, so large medium tank or small heavy tank per se, but 300mm is somewhat good, I guess, other than gold shell proof. You'll eat all the gold shells at tier 10. That's unfortunate. Also, side armor's crap, so hesh rounds to your side armor would suck. But shell velocity is kind of quick for AP round, 1,100 meters per second, which is not bad, and 1,300 for gold shell. High explosive is high explosive at 900 meters per second. Deals a little bit more damage, but not as much as I would want it. It should be like 1,000 or something, right? Oh well. Also, 700 alpha is a little bit shy of the normal 750 alpha range for 150mm, but it's only a 149mm gun. It's not exactly 150mm. Huh. Alright, I mean, no modules to research compared to the tier 9 version on Blitz. The tier 9 version has like a 120 or so. Alright. It is a support tank destroyer, we already mentioned that. There's no clips, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Not really. I mean, there's no ungodly high DPM. It weighs about 65 tons, surprisingly. I mean, all the weight goes to the front, if you think about it. Side armor's crap, rear armor's crap, so most of the weight is at the front. You can't really go ramming with this thing. Top speed is not that high. And horsepower per ton ratio is not that great. Same goes with camo, so it's like a sniper? Not really. It's a support. Like they said, it's a support tank destroyer. So yeah, that is all the pictures, but I think you would want to put rammer, of course, with these vehicles. So definitely a rammer, and definitely, we have the 𝘬𝘮𝑚, never mind. So definitely a rammer, definitely a vent, likely for the second spot. But so tier 10 tank destroyers, we have the 𝘰𝘮𝘮𝘯, and I'm thinking it's like the same with the 𝘰𝘮𝘮𝑠's loadout. So rammer, vents, you could put optics instead of enhanced gun lane drive. You could put something else like turbocharger to make it go faster, but if you want to prefer to snipe, 2.4 seconds of aim time with that accuracy is kind of wonky, so you might want enhanced gun lane drive to shave that down to about 2 seconds or so. A little bit, but it's not as intimidating as this vehicle. Definitely not as intimidating as the Jagdpanzer E100. So it is a support tank destroyer, like with the 𝘮𝘮. Yep, like with the 𝘮𝘮 or the 1A3s. So let's see what field modification you will go for. Always choose the first one. The first one helps out with everything because better terrain resistance means better effective hull traverse. So always go with this one first. Better accuracy or better aim time? Ooh, I mean, both are slightly above mediocre range, but if you already have the enhanced gun lane drive, I would say get better accuracy, since this vehicle is not that much reliant on armor, right? If you face gold shells, you'll get pinned with a flat surface, so might as well snipe, quote unquote. So maybe go with better accuracy. Yeah, better accuracy compared to aim time. Alright. Third one is, oh, obviously better view range. After firing, concealment means nothing. So basically, after firing, concealment for practically most vehicles is about 1%, which is god awful, especially for large caliber guns. So definitely choose better view range. Definitely choose better view range. This one's just a no-brainer. Alright. This one, reload time or aim circle size after firing. What? That's for autoloaders. Why are you giving it to a freaking 183 on the 4005? What the hell? Or better reload time. Now, better reload seems good on paper, but it only boosts your DPM by like 100 or so. So it's not exactly the craziest. It's 150 for the large caliber gun, the 183, but I say better accuracy. If you miss your shells, then DPM means nothing, right? So I say at the cost of about 100 to 200 DPM, get better accuracy. Or better aim time, never mind. It's better aim time. Whoops. Okay, is it better for... Well, aim time is a little bit debatable compared to accuracy. I mean, 0 point something seconds is nothing, right? Especially if you're camping in the back and trying to snipe. So you have all the time in the world to aim, and therefore might be take better DPM. It might be better to take better DPM since you have the time as well as the enhanced gun lane drive. Yeah, better DPM. And finally, we have better reverse speed or more health. Now, vehicle health doesn't buff that much. So on the 4005, it only buffs by 50-ish. So without it, it's you gain 60 health or lose 50 health. Always go with better reverse speed. It helps out with survivability, right? I mean, 2 km/h top speed going backwards doesn't seem like a lot, but it helps out dramatically if you're already getting spotted and being shot at. So with this vehicle, yeah, you don't want to be spotted, and 2 more km/h reverse speed is not half bad, especially if you don't put turbocharger on this thing. Ooh, it's so much different than Blitz. So much different. On Blitz, you have a 127 and a 150, 149. Yeah, I mean, this thing has also different armor on Blitz, I believe, too, because it doesn't have like, yeah, it doesn't have 35mm of side armor. It has 75. Now, there are a few different versions of this vehicle. Front is only 190 compared to 300, but I have Blitz hanger pulled up so you can actually see the vehicle at tier 9. So I haven't played with this thing for a longer time compared to the PC version, obviously, but armor is at the bottom. View 3D profile. So superstructure is 250 flat, practically 5mm or 5 degrees. So yeah, practically flat. Upper plate is 190. It's sloped, but shoot the lower plate at 120mm. So shoot the lower plate. You have areas around the gun mantlet that's only 120. That would suck. Space armor on the mantlet is 250 with 100mm behind it, but there is a square box right next to the mantlet. That is the weak spot. I mean, it might be different on PC, but if that's the case, then you're sniping. You're not hauled down with a superstructure behind some rubble or something. You're getting shot at, especially with gold shell into your 250. If it's 300, still gold shell at tier 10 will likely pin. But oh my god, how the hell do I rate this thing? It is obviously mediocre at best. Obviously, right? It's not as intimidating as the Jagdpanzer E100. Not even close. And it's a 150mm. I mean, practically all assault tank destroyers at tier 10 have a 150 or above, so it's not special. It's not really that special of a caliber of a gun, especially for non-turreted tank destroyers. You have the same caliber for the 114 SP2. That thing has a turret. This doesn't. That thing doesn't have the armor, but it has the flexibility of actually moving about. But yeah, it's this is actually a sniper. So support tank destroyers are kind of weird. Either it has a very good gimmick with a gun, or it's not going to survive. So either it has a very good HESH round or autoloader, but this thing has none of the which. So sniper, I guess. It's like a 4.5 out of 10. It's not interesting. It's not devastating to the enemies with a gun. It's not intimidating. It's ugly to look at. It's no 𝘰𝘮𝘯𝘧𝘶𝘴𝘪𝘰 𝘰100. This vehicle is not that great. By all means, it's not that great. But hell, it's intimidating. It's a freaking 𝘰100 with a large ass gun. That is super scary. You're not standing in front of this gun. You're not. You're taking 420 high explosive anti-tank round up the ass if you do, with 1000 alpha behind it. So you're not standing in front of this thing. This is intimidating. Same goes with this, but the 𝘰𝘮𝘯𝘧𝘶𝘴𝘪𝘰 actually has armor. So you're not shooting the upper plate, you're not shooting the superstructure, you're aiming for the lower plate if you get lucky, or the small machine gun mini turret on top, but yeah, you're not standing in front of this thing. So it will be funny, it will be super funny if they took the Type 5 and convert this thing to a tank destroyer. That would be intimidating. Put twin barrel 150mm with 1500 alpha double shot. I'll play that vehicle. I'll play that vehicle even if it's not the meta, even if it sucks, I'll play it just for the memes. The same way I'll play the Type 5. It is stupid, it is intimidating, it is the ogre of the swamp. Get out of my swamp! But no, you give us this thing. Alright, it's a 4.5 at best, maybe a 4. It's okay, but it's not great. Especially for the final vehicle, the end of the line, the tier 10. It's not that crazy. So something crazy, finally, something crazy I want to mention is I would love something that's like this, which is a 170mm on a T-54-55 chassis. Now, this has been accomplished by the North Koreans and some countries in the Middle East. So, I mean, while everybody else were using anti-tank guided missiles and other advanced systems like laser rangefinders, the Koreans and some of the Middle Eastern countries just strap a 170mm onto a T-55, T-54. Because reasons. It is basically the 𝘰𝘮𝘯𝘃100's gun on a T-54. It would suck. It would be super bad, but I'll play with this vehicle, definitely. It is so goddamn horrific. Look at the size of the support for the back brace. That is huge. That's like even more than half the length of the vehicle. The back support is so big. God. I don't think you can turn the gun like 90 degrees to each side. Otherwise, the whole vehicle capsizes and turn onto the side. So dumb. But yeah, it is so much more interesting with these vehicles than this. Oh, than this or this. Oh god. Alright folks. Well, there you go folks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.